Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and you know what sucks? Racism. It really does. Like, no bullshit, racism sucks. And in 2017, you would like to think that for the most part, we have moved past a lot of racist things in our society. You would like to think that. I would like to think that. Ultimately, it's not true. But what's the saddest thing about it is that the people out there, like the regressives and the social justice warriors that advocate and champion for equality and a racist-free world, never fully realize that they are guilty of the very same thing they claim to hate quite a fair amount of the time, especially when it's aimed at white people, because in their defense simply is, well, it doesn't impact white people. Racism can't impact white people. Same thing with sexism can impact men. It's these tired arguments that hold no weight or bearing in any kind of modern society, but they still hold true to them because they figure that's the best way they can get out of jail for free. And I like the fact that they're being called out. Now, at York University in Canada, there was the York United Black Students Alliance that was holding basically a first aid training session. $30, come on in, get yourself certified on CPR and all that jazz. And these are skills, legitimate skills. Everyone should know. I mean, Christ, I am long overdue to get recertified because it's been a few years. But a white student by the name of Jake Janik happened to be walking by and saw this, and he was like, oh, I want to get recertified. And then he looked at the fine print of the poster and saw that it says catering to black students only. Now, Jake didn't like that too much because he felt that that was not fair, which it isn't, to be honest with you. And so he kind of publicly blasted them on Facebook, right, which then caused a little bit of a fight back and forth between them. And this is what the York United Black Student Alliance had to say. It has come to the attention of the York United Black Students Alliance that we have anti-black racism in our midst. YUBSA recently began an initiative in which we saw the necessity and usefulness of offering CPR certifications to our community members at a reduced cost. This is because being trained on how to properly perform CPR is an important and pivotal undertaking that anyone should be able to access, as they offer practical use in life and give an individual the opportunity to potentially save the life of another community member. In our efforts to offer this to our black community members, our endeavors are met with resistance and anti-black racism. YUBSA wants to make this very clear. Offering programs such as these to our community members is by no way in any means racist. Do not confuse our duty to give back to our community with the notion that we are imposing limitations or restrictions to others, especially when the limitations which have constantly been imposed onto the black community are not taken into account in your rhetoric or critique of our community service group. Keep your anti-black racism in check, and allies, keep your community members accountable. In short, do better. YUBSA exec. I love the doublethink there. I love the double talk there. I love the fact that they're like, it's important to be trained in CPR. It's important for every person of our community to know these first aid tactics, and everyone out there to be trained in this, unless you white or not black, because fuck you, that's why. Like, that's basically what this thing says. And that is just like, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy that they would even post this thing. This was from a couple days ago. They've taken it down since then. So this is an archive that I pulled from. And it's so funny that they're trying to like double down on their own racism. Like, no. We only want black people to get certification. And if you disagree with that, then you are guilty of anti-black racism. Like the twisting of the narrative there. You have a guy that's like, I like to get recertified. I saw a flyer around school. I wouldn't mind going and paying the money and going through the process. If this is really a community-based event, then the community should be open to everybody to come on in and get the certification because you know, you actually want to save lives, which is essentially what they're saying in this particular piece here, but then only to have them mocked. And they also screen capped what the guy said too. So they mocked him publicly through the York United Black Students Alliance Facebook page. And then they went and they doubled down on it too. And they basically called it idiotic, and they called it stupid, and they continued the rhetoric in another already deleted post. Because that is the mindset of these people, of these groups of people that create these things, and they try to cater it to one race only. Because just imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. And I know that in these discussions, when that particular phrase comes up, it generally means, like, you know, just, it kind of feels like it's overdone to me personally, because it's like so many times we have to say, what if this was on the other foot? What if this was reverse? What if it was white people were only allowed into this? There would be a Twitter firestorm. People would be getting fired for this. People would be, getting kicked out of school. There would be this like complete fallout scenario that because it's the York United Black Students Alliance, they're accusing someone of legitimately having criticism for a black student-only event as anti-black racism. It's just such a go-to response. It's such a go-to tired argument. They didn't even really back up any of their claims here. They just attacked the guy for being upset at them, going, oh, well, you're just, take that shit elsewhere. And allies of us, keep this boy in check. Like, come the fuck on. If you cared about people like you claim that you do, you'd open it to fucking everybody. If you gave a shit like you claim that you do, you would open it to fucking everybody. But you don't. And it's not just you, York United Black Student Union. It's literally every group like you that's on college campuses that pulls this kind of shit. And I'm not regarding it or relegating it to race or religion or gender or anything else like this. It's literally those kind of socially regressive groups that want segregation, can get segregation, and then when called out for their blatantly hypocritical fucking stances on things, they just go, oh, you're racist, and throw it back in your fucking face. It's a tired, weak-ass argument, and it's one that's going to continue to be called out time and time and time again. And the thing is, people that go to these colleges and that see this shit, you've got to see at some point there's like a layer of hypocrisy here. I refuse to believe everyone going to these colleges and these universities are completely fucking brainwashed. But given the fact that this kind of shit feels like a weekly event nowadays, maybe they are. Maybe they are fucking crazy. But here's my question to you guys. How would you handle a situation like this? Do you think that what the York United Black Students Alliance did was in fact racist? Do you think they're well within their rights to do it? Do you think that Jack Janik is well within his rights to complain? And does he deserve to be called a racist for complaining about it? These are things I legitimately want to know. So go ahead and write them down in the comments. Also, if you guys haven't already, thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Check back often for more content from me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.